What's up, guys? It's your girl, Miss O, and welcome back to the channel. We are back for another review with me, and we are going to be getting into Belle Collective Birmingham. Now, I got this little cold that is not going away, so I might have to pause and get my throat together with something. Bear with me. But, like I expressed to you guys last review, I'm not going to like Tiffany. So with that being said, like the video, subscribe to the channel because I know y'all watching and I do appreciate you watching. And let somebody know I'm over here doing reviews. So we open the episode back up at the Canvas Beauty pre-launch event. Excuse me. And Amber brings it to Kayla's attention that she did not speak to her. And in Amber's confessional, she said, "We two for two. You didn't speak to me when you walked in." And they did a little flashback on how she greeted everybody. "And you didn't speak to me when we were back to back within 1 feet of each other at the bar." And in my notes, I said, "Kayla, don't act like the bimbo I think you are. You full of shit. You didn't speak to that lady. You know why you didn't speak to that lady. And us as the viewers are trying to figure out why you did not speak to that lady. So I hope we don't go the whole season and not figure out what that problem is." Kayla says that she always wants people to feel love around her. And I said, well, I guess Amber isn't people then, because you definitely gave Amber the cold shoulder. I mean, Stevie Wonder can see it. You got that lady the cold shoulder. It was just wrong. So as this scene begins to wrap, we find out that it's only 10 days left before the live event, and it's a whole bunch of stuff to do. And when we get deeper into the episode, we see all what she had to do. Next up was Tiffany, and soon she popped on the screen. I said, "Oh my god!" Ugh. And I gave her a little bit of grace because she was there with her husband. Husband's a nice looking gentleman, in my opinion. But anywho, I also put in my notes, Tiffany is so performative. So performative. To the point where it's making my skin crawl because I can see right through you. And I'm going to tell y'all what I mean as we get more into this episode. So Tiffany and her husband, they go and they are looking at spaces because they are going to have their couples night. They are known in the city for their couples night, married couples night. And they are looking for a space that's big enough to accommodate what they want to put on for their event. They both speak in excitement about their new business venture, which is going to be, I think she said, a website and apparel. One of the sayings for her apparel line is "Love is a choice." And honestly, I'm gonna be honest with you, I actually do like that. As much as I don't care for her, depending on what kind of pieces they have with that moniker on there, I might get that because I do believe that love is a choice. You choose who you can love. You choose who you want to love. So I like that. Then they venture off to a hard conversation which is the conversation about having another baby. They have 3 children total. She has a daughter um, named Zoe from a previous relationship. Willie has a son named Titus or Titus from a previous relationship. In them two combined, they have a 1-year-old together named Knox, baby Knox. That's a very popular name. Anywho, she brings up the fact that she wants to have more children, and for them to be a Christian couple and all that, they are not on one accord because that man said, yeah, no, I actually was considering a vasectomy. And the look she had on her face was in complete confusion because she like, where that come from? And she was, she had said something to him that kind of threw me off. I'm gonna be completely honest. She said, just because I want more kids, I need you to be willing to reconsider. And I did not like that language because it sounds like you are going to do something or you have manipulative tactics that will eventually get you what you want. And yeah, I ain't feeling that. Willie tells her that he really don't want any kids. Excuse me. And he feels like they done that enough. Essentially, three, excuse me, essentially, three is a good number. And I can concur with that because as a parent who has 3 children, it's a lot. And my children are, have a significant, I don't want to say significant, they're 4 years apart through each of them. And it's a lot. 3 is a great number. So I don't know what they're going to do about that, but I hope they get it figured out. Anywho, we're moving on to the next scene. And the next scene is going to be Fumni, who is hosting. I don't know if it was a brunch or a dinner or lunch or what it was, but she was hosting at her home for all the ladies. So the first one to arrive was Stormi, and she came with her dog. She asked after the fact if it was okay for Trey to tag along. But Fumni is cool with Stormi having her emotional support dog with her. So, hey, and as a dog mom, all the uproar that I saw online about Stormi having that damn dog in the kitchen, as a dog mother, I concur. We just got a puppy maybe a month ago, and he's already trained to know, don't you carry your ass in my dining room, don't you carry your ass in my kitchen. It's a no-no. It's a no-no. So I definitely understood the people uproar, but if the lady of the house did not have a problem with it, I'm trying to figure out why do you guys. But that's neither here or there. So as they're sitting up there waiting on the other ladies, Fumni did bring up to Stormi that she didn't feel real welcome um, by Tiffany. And it was interrupted. The conversation was interrupted because Amber knocked on the door, which is actually perfect because Tiffany is amongst these ladies by way of her. So Fumi continues the conversation by adding Amber into it, and she tells Amber that she didn't get a good vibe from Tiffany. And Amber was kind of taken back. She was shocked. Because the side that Amber sees you know, Amber may be biased. And I would like to know the timeline of Amber and Tiffany's friendship, because I also would like to know how recent in the timeline is it of her Christian beliefs and standings and everything. Because we did hear, she did let us know in episode 1 that she didn't like how she was when she was on the devil's juice and all that stuff. So I want to know how recently is this whole Christian thing. But anywho, Amber is shocked. Tiffany arrives, and when Tiffany arrived, baby Trey was losing his little mind. He was growling and barking and everything. And you want to know why? Because Trey is picking up what everybody else is picking up. That bad juju over there. Tiffany is fake and phony. She wants to present one way, but she really is something else. And like I said, I'll get more into that as we get into the episode. In the confessional, Fumni was like, me and Trey on the same vibe. Fumni, everybody on the same vibe. Everybody that I know, that I've talked to, that started watching this show, they ain't fucking with Tiffany. So neither is Trey, neither is you. So Tiffany asked Fumni, "Are you taking coats?" And granted, she is in your home, Fumni. She did have a jacket. She could, me personally, I would like my jacket to be close to me, so I would have put it on the back of the chair that I was sitting on. But she got this bougie ass attitude about herself, so she asked you, "Is you taking the jacket?" And the look that Fumni gave her was like, "Bitch, you got me fucked up. But you know what? I'm trying to get to know you. So yeah, I'm gonna take your jacket." Like I said, episode 1, I like Fumni. Fumni is my type of girl. So yeah. Moving along. So Fumni let the ladies know that she has prepared Nigerian snack foods for her for them. And she also wants them to try caviar and everything like that. So they are going to get into that. So the first thing they did was try the caviar. And Stormi had me dying in that damn confessional because she is quite essential Southern girl. She said, "I don't like this caviar shit. That's for bougie people. She give me a neck bone. She'd even give me a pig ear. I'll even take a little chitterlin. But some caviar, I'm good." And absolutely not. You can get the fuck on with some chillings. I'm gonna have to pass on the neck bones because it's pork. Pig ear, I'm good. Uh, you like pig ear? I wonder, do you like the pig snout too? But anywho, me personally, I do like caviar. It's a delicacy. I've only had it twice. It's very expensive. It's not worth the money that's spent on it. So yeah, if somebody paying for it, I eat it. But me coming out of my pocket, I'm a pass. Anywho, so moving along, Stormi leads them into, I guess you want to say prayer, because they did say amen at the end, but initially I didn't think I thought it was a toast and not a prayer. So they get the caviar, and Amber is telling Tiffany to swallow because she said when she put it in her mouth, it just tasted like a gang of salt. I don't know what the taste was for Tiffany, but she wasn't having that shit. And I think she didn't want to be rude. But I think she spit it in that napkin. And that is what it is. But that twist the conversation to, do you ladies swallow? And Tiffany said, no, absolutely not. I have done other things with my husband, but swallowing is not one of them. Someone asked Stormi, and she says, I have before. Um, I don't think Amber answered. I don't think Michaela answered. I can't recall. But Fumni said, I'll swallow forever. If he give me this house, I won't. And I said, the girl is crazy. She is crazy. But she know, excuse me, she know what her man requires in order for her to get what she wants. So I'm all for it. Oh, excuse me. So after that little fun tidbit, give me a second. After that fun little tidbit, Fumi calls Tiffany out. She said, I heard you're doing something, but I didn't get an invite. And this is why I don't like Tiffany. Tiffany, you come across like you better than somebody. Like, it's your demeanor. Like, just how you said that, Fumi better than me, because I would have cussed you out. But I get that we only in the second episode and we're trying to get to know these ladies. So Tiffany asks, well, is Sam going to be here? And Fumi said no. And she was like, well, maybe that's probably why you didn't get an invite. You said that the event was a couple's event. Whether her husband was here or not, you know that that lady is married. You still send the invitation out, and she can gracefully decline because her partner, her husband, won't be in town. But no, you wanted to make her feel some kind of way by not inviting her. And I want to know what is your problem with Fumi? Because you're just coming off nice, nasty, and it's really nasty, nasty. And this is why people don't like you. Anywho, so I put in my notes, Amber don't got a man, so what is gonna be her purpose? But then we find out that because Amber does not have somebody, because I'm not gonna just say man, because I don't know what she into. Anywho, so Amber don't have a partner. She's going to be hosting. Stormi husband isn't coming, so she is going to be working the door. So that's two ladies. One doesn't have a partner, one has a partner. You invited them, but Fumi can't get the invite. Yeah, you on some bullshit. And I genuinely hope that when the time presents itself, that Fumi get into your ass. But anywho, so as the night goes on, the ladies model authentic Nigerian and Ghanaian outfits, and we find out that Fumi had designed the piece that Stormi wore and the piece that she had on. Now, Kayla, I liked your walk. We find out that Sonetta models. Sonetta is beautiful. Now, I don't know what's going on with her arch of her wig. I'm not really feeling that stiff little bend of a row. It looks really hard. But Sonetta, you are beautiful. And that green off your chestnut skin. Oh my God, you just look beautiful. All of the ladies look beautiful in the authentic Nigerian and Ghanaian garbs. So kudos. And it looked like Stormi loves her so much because we see her pop up at the game night with the outfit on. So we do find out that Tiffany had a viral relationship situation. She was throwing something. She was throwing a surprise birthday party for her husband, but her husband and her best friend had something up their sleeve. He proposed. They got married and went on their honeymoon. I think all in the same day or something like that. I forgot, you know, her rendition on what was going on, but yeah, that took place. And I put in my notes that Fumni is funny as hell. And Stormi got a lot of questions. And so do I, because timelines don't sound right. But anywho, she goes on, Fumni says, I wouldn't like that for myself because I'm a type A person, but it seemed like your partner knows you, and it seemed like it worked for you. This girl Tiffany said her best friend was getting married and she went and tried on some dresses and put them on the layaway. Girl, that sounds like pick me behavior with a sprinkle of desperation. I, what? You couldn't let that man propose to you first, and then you go out and look for a dress. And I'm questioning. I'm with Fumni. I don't like what's going on here. So we move on to the next scene, which is the photo shoot for Lala Anthony thing going on with Canvas. And we find out that Mikey is Canvas Beauty creative director, and he helps out with the photo shoot. And as somebody that be on TikTok and just a fan of Stormi, I've seen the things that he has came up with, the concepts he's came up with, and I gotta agree, he be on this shit. He top tier in his game. We find out that this first celeb collaboration happened because Lala Anthony wanted to see what was up with Stormi. She like, what we gonna do? Lala slid in Stormi DMs. Stormi, if that don't give you a sense of pride in what you're doing from that dream that your mama told you not to go for, so working with Lala Anthony, come on now. Clap it up for yourself. Clap it up for yourself. So we also find out that um they have a Canvas Creator House where they get all these creators to come together for 1 week to create content. And what Stormi is trying to do is have between 500 and 1,000 pieces of content to be able to distribute, for this live. That sounds like a lot. I'm not gonna lie. But the photo shoot was a success. Stormi glazed up Lala. Lala looked good as hell, but I do remember what she looked like before that. So, like I said, Lala is serving face, body. I mean, she just looked good. So, kudos to you, ladies. I hope everything goes well. I know you probably sold the hell out. And we are moving on to the next scene. So the next scene is going to be with our girl Kayla. And Kayla is at work. It looked like she is being a creative director as well, giving pointers to the model and the photographer. And while this is taking place, her boo comes through the door. And his name is Jason. He's a nice looking man for 52. I'm not even gonna I'm not even gonna hold you up. I think he's a nice looking man for 52, and he gives mature, established vibes. Like he settled in what he has going on within himself, and that could be refreshing for a girl that's searching for something new. Um, we do find out that Jason and Kayla is in a long distance relationship. He lives here in Dallas, in Texas, where I am, and when he does come to town, he does stay at a hotel. They have been talking for almost a year. They're approaching a year, but her divorce hasn't been, has only been finalized for 4 months. So to the naked eye, it might seem like some overlap. But baby, before those divorce papers get signed, y'all are already checked out. They could have been checked out for well over 2, 3 years. We never know. But we do find out that Jason is 17 years older than Miss Kayla. So that's the question. um does she have daddy issues? And only she can answer that one. But then she also let us know that at 35, I've been married for 18 years. Like I don't think I can date somebody my age because I've experienced so much. And I think I agree with her sentiment, but I think that she should really take the time to evaluate what transpired with her marriage, how that even came about, and really look at it and have not look at it, but have the understanding that she was groomed because he's 33, you're 17. Excuse my language, but what the fuck a 33-year-old want with a 17-year-old? I wish my 17-year-old, who I have one, come and tell me that a 33-year-old anything wanted to be in anything with them. We have a problem. And like I said, I stay in Texas. And this is not a threat. But yeah, y'all can take that however y'all want to. Anyway, we're moving on. Um let me check my notes. Let me check my notes because I was kind of winging it. I did also put in my notes that Jason does seem like he cares for Kate. Like him having the understanding of how tough it could be sometimes to remove yourself from a situation like that. Because, like I said, she met her husband when she was 17. The codependency thing there, like, so it seems like he really respects her, and that's a good thing. We'll see throughout the season how this relationship takes form. uh so then we move on to the next scene, and the next scene is going to be with our girl Stormi meeting at the Canvas content house, and they're going to have a midweek critique. Now, I like how Stormi set up this meeting because it gave everybody the opportunity to be vulnerable about how they feel and add some resolution, essentially. So there's an issue going on with Delano and Faith. Delano, you're so cute. Oh my God, you're so cute. Faith, I love your hair. You're cute as well. Anywho, Delano let Stormi know that they have bumped heads a little bit, and Faith was looking a little confused, which initially I was like, yeah, she know what the hell Delano talking about. Let's see what Delano's talking about. So Delano came up with this concept. He pulled up at a local grocery store, Publix, and he we're going to do interviews and letting the people that he was interviewing sample the product. And lo and behold, she's coming over there poaching what he's doing. And initially, it felt like to me that she was gonna lie. until he pulled out them receipts with that recording. It showed your ass in his video talking to people that he is talking to. And Faith was like, I'm mad that you didn't pull me to the side. And why should he put him to the side? You ain't think about being respectful to him when you know, approach the person that he was talking to doing what he was doing. You know what I'm saying? And like he said, sometimes maybe you need to be called out because you might not know what you're doing. I absolutely agree with them because sometimes people don't know that they be doing stuff that cross the line. So I'm glad he called her out. And he said, baby, I lost a little bit of respect for you. And she gonna start crying. In my notes, I said, girl, if you don't get the white women tears the fuck out of here, because what a lot of women tend to do is put the tears on, turn the waterworks on to make somebody feel sorry for what's going on. You knew what you was doing. So this is the whole purpose of this midweek critique. And I feel like, Faith, you knew what you did and you just need to take accountability for it and move on. So we wrap that up and we get to Tiffany's game night, couples game night. And when they did the little next up scene, I was looking at it before it went to a 7-second ad, and I was like, what the fuck am I watching? What am I about to see right here? So they start the game night off with a prayer. Let me see what my notes say. Excuse me. I said in my notes I put, so Tiffany, you don't extend an invitation to Fumni, but Amber can come because she's gonna host. Stormi can come without her man, and you don't mind that because she's the anchor of the show. You need her, and she can work the dough. And then Sonetta arrives, and she don't even bring her husband. So it just really feel like you singled Fumni out, and everybody else didn't bring no man. Oh, anyways, Fumni arrives and the couple start to play their games. They have this one game. It's called Find the Hole, and Tiffany and Willie demonstrate how the game is played, and the look on Stormi's face told me everything. In her confessional, she was like, this is weird. And this right here is what I am talking about. Because you want to come off as this holier than thou Christian couple, but here you are playing a game that simulates that you are giving fellatio. Honey, these two things don't coincide. Now, don't get it twisted. Just because of your religion don't mean you don't get buck wild in the bedroom. But what this made me feel like was, oh, babe, let's see who's going to participate. Y'all might be on some swinger type, because I'm not doing this kind of game. I'm not playing a game where it looked like I am simulating giving my partner some head. I'm just not doing that in a public space in front of 15 people. What is this? A adult film or something? Anywho, I thought it was weird. Stormi thought it was weird. Then Stormi doubled down and said, "What is this orgy? Like, what is taking place here?" I'm sorry, not Stormi, but Sonetta and Fumni, they link up together to become a couple, and they wanted to play the game. And in the game they were playing, and Stormi, I keep saying Stormi, Sonetta and Fumni wins the find the whole game. Two ladies, one find the whole game. How ironic. But after the game, after some time passed, Fumi asked Tiffany if they could have a little chat. And Tiffany agreed. So they sit down and they begin to discuss some things. And Tiffany was acting really confused, but she was also acting dismissive. Not acting, she was being dismissive. And for me was letting her know that she didn't really feel welcome at the Canvas pre-launch party, and that you said something along the lines of, you're going to take my best friend away from me. And Tiffany, this is where I clocked what I said about you. She said, I don't recall saying that. Fumi said, you said it. She said, I didn't say I didn't say it. I said, I don't recall saying that. And I love how Fumi ain't back down. She said, oh, but you said it. You said it. This is that nice, nasty shit that I'm talking about that's killing me, and you fake and you phony. I can't deal with that. I want to see how this conversation continues. I'm pretty sure it's going to continue next episode. But this nice, nasty stuff that Tiffany likes to do isn't good. And I can see why you used to get into fights back in the day, because yeah, I don't know if y'all can't hear it, but I do not like this Tiffany chick. But that pretty much wraps up the episode. If you guys made it to the end of the episode, do me a favor. Excuse me. Drop a green heart in the comments. Let me know you were here. Drop down in the comments. Let me know how you feel about the episode. Have some Discord with me. It's only episode 2. Carlos, you've done it again. I'm definitely loving BC Birmingham. I've definitely stopped watching Belle Collective Jackson, but I'm definitely loving Belle Collective Birmingham. If I'm not mistaken, the time is going to change with the episode for Belle Collective Birmingham, because I believe Birmingham Jackson is going on a break or something like that. Don't quote me. I mean, Carlos has so many damn breaks, it's ridiculous. But anywho, I'm your girl, Miss O, and this is what Miss O had to say.